Wow. Good evening, everybody. It's Lasha Rajenko. Actually, I'd rather say good morning. Okay, deep breath. My name is Lasha Rajenko. It's approximately 2 a.m. I get most creative at night and more focused at night. And I have trouble sleeping, so this usually helps me fall asleep. So deep breaths in, where your belly goes out. Okay. I wanted to talk about Gypsy Rose Blanchard, and I just want to jump in. I haven't watched any footage of Gypsy Rose Blanchard. I've taken some pictures to look her up, but I haven't read anything. I haven't studied pictures. The last video I did of Gypsy Blanchard was in July, and Sarah commented on the short or the video and said epic, because I was standing up and I was stoned and I was smoking this big El Blunto. And it's not funny, you know, people think, oh, she's stoned, she's so funny. And yes, it opens your mind. But when I was smoking at that point, I was smoking because I was lonely. And I really came to build relationships with people like Sarah and MM and RC. And I need to take a step back and realize it's a YouTube channel, and most people do not come here to make friends. But I do want to say that before we go on to Gypsy, you know all about my channel, and there's so many shorts to explain the goodness and how hitting subscribe, you're actually paying people forward without paying a cent. And this is like a cash giveaway, free counseling, and I am the decider. 2/3 of what I earn on monetize and what I can afford in my finances every quarter goes to people in this community, and if they don't need it, they give it to somebody in the community who does. So moving on from that, because it's the truth, let's talk about Gypsy Rose. There's not a lot to say. I thought that I had a lot to say all the time because I babble, but it's very simple. KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. And it's not an insult. Stupid just means pervasive judgment, not thinking. It doesn't mean you're a blank sard, okay? So Gypsy Rose Blanchard, we know what happened to her. I'm just taking a sip of Coca-Cola. Wow. I am thirsty, and I have to go downstairs because I quit smoking, but I'm allowed to smoke marijuana, but only 1 gram a day. So I'm going downstairs to make one because this is the first 24 hours actually going on 48 that I haven't had a cigarette. And you all know that I do smoke, and it's such a disgusting habit. And so, okay, so Gypsy Rose Blanchard, here's the point. Here is the point. She was raised by, what was her mother's name? What the heck was her mother name? Lee Blanchard. What, Deanie Lee or Dina Lee? Gypsy Rose's mother who passed away. And that young man who killed Dee Dee is still in jail to this day. And he has autism. I mean, apparently his IQ, and this is all allegedly, like, what do I know? This is just because I listen to YouTube all the time, and sometimes, quite frankly, I get so tired of looking at people and their facial expressions and the bright screen that I just like to turn the phone over, lie in my bed, close my eyes, and just think about what the person's saying. You know, I can't, all this fancy stuff with the videos, that's all really cool. And it's funny how they have apps for it now, and they're just suddenly on the phones. I mean, this is shit that Hollywood's been using, and oh my gosh, I can't get myself onto that subject. But one thing Candace Owens has taught me is just to shut up and stay on track. Gypsy Rose Blanchard's mother died, Dee Dee. I don't know how old she was. I don't know how Gypsy Rose, her age, she's probably 33, 34. I remember watching Mommy, Dead, and Dearest, the HBO special. From my recollection, I was in the wheelchair from the botched surgery, and if you want to find out that and you haven't been here before, it's on my live, so you can't miss it. Origin, intent, goal of the channel. So, actually, I should get paid for advertisements because I'm advertising what happened in my situation, because the Ontario healthcare system and what that man did, he should be in jail, and it shouldn't have fallen on the tax dollars of Ontario. And I think that's why I can't stand Meghan Markle, is another reason, because it's so fucking unnecessary. Corruption, okay? I'm not remotely joking. One day you'll see the x-rays. Anyways, Gypsy Rose. I haven't done a video about her since after my birthday or before my birthday of last year. And Eric, again, thank you for the books, Melody Moon and Random Citizen. Your thoughtfulness will never go unrecognized or forgotten. And Sarah, my heart's broken, you unsubscribed. Like, literally, I'm so sad. You wanted to dance. I gave it 4 tries, and I do everything impromptu. I don't choreograph. I really try to keep it authentic and real. And I've just noticed that the nicer you are, the less people pay attention to what you say. So here we go. Gypsy Rose Blanchard, in my opinion, is a narcissistic sociopath, borderline psychopath. She doesn't know how to act because she has arrested development, because her mother had Munchausen by proxy. She is a 33-year-old woman with probably the brain of a frontal, the cerebral cortex and the frontal lobe are probably that of a 24-year-old girl. Arrested Development. How doctors didn't know that Dee Dee was lying about Gypsy Rose's health remains a mystery. And just use your imagination. Close your eyes and just think of all the footage that you've seen running through YouTube. Can you picture it? Like, we used to do visualizations in yoga, hatha yoga, where that guy turned out to be a PDF. At Jenny Craig, which was like a cult. At The Vow, they were a cult. However, my mother worked at Weight Watchers, and Weight Watchers used to use this, and I did this at my own, and I made this up by myself and my clients. I never used to like to refer them to my clients, people I was helping. I was so young, I was 20 years old. So anyways, Gypsy Rose, she is a psychopath now because of the abuse that she endured. We all saw the Hulu special with Patricia Arquette. You should watch Patricia Arquette in Stigmata. That's a question that's going to be in the raffle, or one of the questions that needs to be answered for the $100 cash giveaway. What other movie was Patricia Arquette in? Stigmata. Okay, so that was a really creepy movie. But do you think Gypsy Rose doesn't lie? How did her father not know? Like, it seems like she had the worst luck that ever happened, but she survived. So I don't know why people feel sorry for her, because I don't. I wouldn't trust her as far as I could throw her. Now, Meghan Markle is a narcissist, and she hides children because they're not hers. She didn't give birth to them, and it's a lie. And the royal family knows it's a lie. They let her get away with it. She's got something over somebody. You know, if people just told the truth, they wouldn't have to lie. That's why my life is so simple, because I don't lie. I have nothing to hide, and I actually pride myself in that. I do. But I'm going to say what you all don't want to say. She is a crazy psychopath who's probably had the baby by now, and I bet you she has filmed every single second of every single day. Now, I have only child syndrome, but she is ill. Do you think that she would give 1 cent away to people? And why do people tune into her? Because of morbid curiosity. I haven't tuned in. I will in 2 years. But I bet you along the way, she gets so controlling of this girl that in 20 years, when we look back, the daughter is not going to like the mother, and they're going to have a very turbulent relationship, is my prediction. And I also predicted and said the only nice thing that I can say about Meghan Markle, and with Love Meghan, is the cape did look nice, and the swirl, that was kind of cool. But that Chinese guy looked like because when she said, doesn't this, you watch how smooth the icing is? Look at the jam. And then behind her back, which was very telling because I watched 15 minutes of the first episode. That's what Meghan Markle does to my visceral. We all have visceral, spiritual reactions to this woman. Okay, so she made a nice cake. She looked bored as could be. The Chinese guy looked like he had just seen water for the first time. And I like the bath salts idea. I never thought of that. That's a good idea. But she looked bored out of her face. And she looked terrible and stinky. And it was after I saw her and realized how many cigarettes, how much pot she smokes, and actually what a pretty voice I do have. And I haven't been singing because I shout all the time. I literally shout all the time. And it's the rage I have about that doctor. And I've got to let it go. And I don't have Sophie to talk to anymore. And usually I talk to Sophie all the time. Well, now I know that I need a guitar and I need to write music again with love for Sophie. And I wanted to kick Meghan Markle when she brought her dog and her lies about not wanting to be on this planet, when she's known no suffering. She doesn't know how to suffer. Now, and Gypsy Rose and this Munchausen by proxy, there have been too many women wrongfully diagnosed with Munchausen by proxy from the Netflix series Take Care of MAYA. Watch it. And I'm posting this on China Blue Book Nook material to watch. And everything, there are videos between October the 28th and March 30th. And it's not all of them. Anyhow, that's what I think. Good night.